Judah B. Benjamin was the Secretary of State of the Confederacy. In 1865, when the Confederacy was defeated, a price was put on the head of all the Confederate leaders because they were held accountable for all loss of life during the war between the states. So one of two options at that particular point. You could either go into hiding and try and get out of the country, or you could turn yourself in and be hung, shot, or in prison for the rest of your life. Of course, most of them went into hiding. And this bedroom we're about ready to enter into here is the last hiding place that Judah B. Benjamin used before he left for England. Now, if you think about it, this is a place to hide, because at that time, this entire area all the way around the house here was completely cleared out of all trees and vegetation. It was just a sand-swept area that went out for several yards, and Gamble used a fire break in case his fields ever caught on fire. His house wouldn't burn down that sand-swept area going all the way around it. Well, Gamble had it cleared out all the way down to the Manatee River. So all these trees and the road and the houses you see out here across the street were all non-existent back in those days. So you could actually come right out here and look out and see about half the Manatee River from right here. If there are any Union gunboats coming down the river, you'll be able to see them from here long before they knew you were in this area, and you could go find another hiding place several miles away where they would not be able to find you. Well, after being here for 3 days, Mr. Benjamin decided he wanted to move on. You don't want to stay in one place for too long, especially when you have a $40,000 bounty on your head. So he got in touch with a man named Captain Tresca, who owned a boat down in the Sarasota Bay just south of us here. Captain Tresca, along with Captain Curry, came down the Manatee River in a cover of darkness, picked up Mr. Benjamin at the river's edge, took him down around the coast of Florida to the Bahamas. From there he went out to Cuba, and from Cuba he went out to England. Once he got to England, he studied English law and became a barrister, and eventually worked his way up to be a counselor on Queen Victoria's court before he passed away in the year 1884 in Paris. So this is the room that Mr. Benjamin used as his hiding place while he stayed here at Gamble Plantation. Please make sure to watch your step coming into this doorway. It does step up a little bit right here, so please watch your step. And come on in, folks. Alright, this is the Benjamin bedroom. You look above the fireplace, see a picture of Judah B. Benjamin. That was taken when he was a senator from Louisiana back in the 1850s before the war broke out. Another picture of Mr. Benjamin on this wall, taken as a counselor on Queen Victoria's court. And the two gentlemen in the corner here, at the bottom is Captain Tresca, the top of Sergeant McLeod. Those are the two men who risked their lives to take Mr. Benjamin to England. Now, I mentioned mosquitoes get downstairs. They were a big problem in those days. If you look at these windows, you notice there's no screening on the windows, which means those mosquitoes can come in out the windows as freely as you're not walking out the door. And you have to protect yourselves from mosquitoes. They still carry things like malarial fever, didn't want to get that. So one of the ways they protect themselves from mosquitoes were four-poster beds. They have mosquito netting they drape down along the sides, keeping the mosquitoes from getting to them while they slept at night. And they also wore long sleepers, you see here. And you don't want to sleep on a saggy mattress. So you come around over here with a key, which is a long pole. Stick that key into this hole right here, push down on it. Tighten these ropes up, firm your mattress up. Once you got those ropes into that tight position, there are two ratchets on either side of the bed that would hold those ropes in that tight position. And that's where you get the saying, sleep tight from, sleeping on tight ropes. This one right here is a bedroll. If you're got cold in the middle of the night, just reach out and grab your bedroll and roll it out on top of yourself, and you would be nice and warm underneath it. And they didn't have the modern conveniences you and I have today. If you're in the bathroom in the middle of the night, there you go right there. Square wood one is known as a thunderbox. The one on top is known as a slop jar, honey pot, or some people call it a chamber pot. And you just do what you needed to do in the middle of the night. The household slaves are coming to clean it out the next morning. Definitely makes you appreciate what you've got today. Folks, please make sure to watch your step when you come into this next room. It does step down 2 steps right here, so please watch your step. In the house, we have a good example of 2 sugar cane presses out there. They were used to crush up the sugar cane and make it into canes. Used to make it into sugar from there. We have a small batch of sugar cane growing in the back corner. You're welcome to go take a look at that. Or you can just feel free to walk around in the grounds at your leisure. We also have, I don't know if you noticed in the back here, a couple of tents with some people digging. That's the University of South Florida. They're out there doing an archaeological dig. And they're finding all sorts of interesting things. And they love people to come over and talk to them and ask questions. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go back there. They'd be glad to talk to you.